again. This is Stephen and RJ. Hello, RJ.
Hey, Stephen, how are you?
I'm good. We don't meet up very often. We've got to catch up.
We
I'm
do.
good. Right. If you think you're watching us for the second time today, then you are. Because we decided to go live twice. This is the after show for the show that was before the after show. When RJ and I were with Animura. And we thought we'd just come here and have a chat and chill. If you want to join us on camera, you can type guest. And so that's Catherine. Good to see you, and everybody's joining us now. Good to see you all. And if you've got any questions about the earlier show or any questions at all about messenger bots, then this is our regular 12 p.m. Eastern time where we talk about messenger bots. Now, welcome to the show. Get that on the screen. And we're talking messenger bots.
Yeah.
And we say hello to class is in session according to Clara.
Hi,
And
Clara.
Cheryl, good day.
Good day.
Just popping in to say hello. And Erin. And Erin again, followed by Cheryl. Oh,
It
brilliant.
was a great show earlier today.
It was just so fast paced, wasn't it? I mean, there was no time to take a breather at all.
No. First time I've ever been on a show with you that I haven't been able to sip the coffee even. There was no time. There was just, I'm going to have to watch it again to grab some of the nuggets out of there because there was a lot of just awesomely cool stuff. I kind of, I know the product that we were talking about. I've got it myself, but there's so many things that can be done. And it was very powerful. So yeah, we'll take any questions you have about that if we can answer them. If not, we know the guy to ask. And we wanted to talk about it. So usually during this time, we will talk about building the bot for Live Video Hub. Today, we would like to talk about a sister bot, if you will, a brother bot, maybe. We would like to talk about a little sequence that I built over for the BLive in 5 bot that has been helping the show hosts that are doing the shows. It helps them. It helps BLive in 5 get the message out about, oh, Claire Evans is here. Hey, how are you? She just finished the show, I think, on Live Video Hub over there. Claire is our productivity person. Good to see you today. Yes, there was so much in that earlier show, but we want to talk about a bot, a little sequence that was built for BLive in 5 bot that has been doing very well. And I just can't say enough about it. It's been a lot of fun to watch the progress of this thing.
Totally. I mean, you burnt the midnight oil on Monday night after the first successful show of 5 days live, and the result is magical because the FDL, what are we going to call it?
What are we going to call it? Well, it is BLIFBot. But the FDL is something that, in fact, if I believe you hooked a growth tool to this particular show, Stephen. If people want to find out what we're talking about, if you want to find out, experience it in real life, type in FDL in the comments right now, and it will tell you all about 5 days live. And it will give you an introduction to the co-hosts if you want, and some links that they have, some surprises. I know Steven's got a surprise. Mm-hmm. And it will also, you can access the shows on the replay. I forgot the other function. I think it was ask us a question or something like that. But we built that because we wanted to have something to go with this 5 days live. This 5 days live so far, the first 3 days, if you don't mind me, just giving my opinion here, Stephen.
Okay, go.
This is so I've watched the first few days and participated in the comments. And by the way, there are some of my fellow co-hosts who watch and comment whether they're on or not. You know, I love the team that we have because it's beautiful to watch a community kind of spring up around this idea that you've had so many times. This happens around you, Stephen. Anyway, so I've been watching and commenting the other 2 days, and then today I was on with you and Animura, which was a great experience. And what I'm getting is that the shows go really, really fast, and there's so much information. There is a mountain of information. There was in today's show, yesterday, the day before, and we came up with this little idea to introduce people to the concept a little bit, but also so that we could take some of that information and shoot it out to people while we're on the air, because we're only 2 people.
Just the 2 of us. Just 2 of us. Yeah, that's good.
So, of course, we're going to use a bot to do that, because what's our favorite tool besides live streaming and BLive TV? Bots. And the result of putting that out there for people, and it's not a heck of a lot of information, Stephen. It's a bit, but it's not, an overwhelming. This is not a super complicated sequence. This is not a super complicated bot, but people have seemed to really be enjoying that interaction and being able to get that type of information. So I'm just really I'm pretty blown away by the response to it, and I'm also blown away because I've been teaching live streamers for a while now. Get a reminder bot. Get a reminder bot. I have a reminder bot. You have a guest bot. We all, we're having those, but this is like, here's a more fleshed out version of, okay, that's kind of a beginner bot, the reminder bot. Here's a more fleshed out version of what can happen. Because if you are a person who interviews people a lot, you can have your bot distribute information about your host, or the person that you're interviewing. Sorry. You can, if you're doing a 5-day marathon like we're doing, you can add other options. It's quite amazing. So I'm going to stop talking and let you talk for a minute, Stephen, because I know that you're bursting with information over there. I can see it.
Right. Okay. Thank you and Catherine's back. Welcome back, Catherine. And Kathy is saying that her connection is poor. Understand, we're on Wednesdays, 12 p.m. Eastern every week, and I'll be back next week. So you're welcome to join us then. Yeah, the 5 days live as a phenomenon, we've had 3 very successful days. It's a team of 8 co-hosts, myself, RJ, Linda West, David Burrows, Rigetti Limbanda, Animura, who is with us today, Erin Strayer, and of course, Cheryl. Now, it's just an amazing team we've got together, got to know each other through live video. And the thing is that if you type in FDL in the comments, then you go to the profiles, and then you can look at everybody else's, but if you then work your way forward to my profile, you'll find an option which says Stephen's course. And today that course is free. Now it's normally $75, so this is quite a bargain. So if you go to my profile, typed FDL, then you can have a free copy of the complete BLIFBot guide 2018, which is bang up to date, and you can learn all about BLIFBot, how to create a show. In actual fact, everything you need to know, and it talks about ManyChat and bots as well. And we've got a comment from Cheryl, very kind comment. 5 days live has been amazing. Thanks for all the information. Well, this is the thing. It has brought everybody to the table with information to share. If we go back to Monday, there was David and Linda and Brigetti, and they were talking about camera confidence and on-screen presence. And then Tuesday, yesterday, was myself and Erin talking about planning, and today you and I were talking with Annie about repurposing. So we have, there's been a whirlwind of a week, and we still have 2 days to go.
We do. We still have 2 more days full of information to go. I'm really excited about it.
All right, just off the side before we go back to bots for a moment. You know Claire.
Well, Claire submitted her information and I put it in on the live video hub bot, right. And then I caught her show a couple of times. I don't know her, but I see the name and I'm familiar with her show.
Well, we both live in England. Do you think we know each other? You know, when you right, okay. Who do you know in Colorado? Do you know this person? Never works, but in this particular instance, Claire and I are good friends. Oh, real world friends. And we have met on several occasions, and we've toured Stratford and had days out and had great fun. And she's a very good friend. And of course, she is the time management expert, the go-to person, the author of Time Management for Dummies, which is available from Amazon. So there you are, Claire. Quick advert. Time Management for Dummies on Amazon. And it's a good read. My signed copy is up on the shelf. Yeah, it's all good.
Nice.
Let's go back to bots though. The FDL bot. Okay, because this we as RJ said, we always talk about bots, and they're what's the word I'm looking for? They are interactive because you type something, the bot types something, but with the FDL bot, what you've got is you've got the initial interaction, and then you've got the selection, and then you're actually going through to, in this case, get a free course. And that's an extension of what's been happening before, isn't it? So as you said, if you've got an FDL bot lookalike on your show, not only can you talk about the text, but picture, text, links to websites, you can have today's special offer. Yeah. And I have to say, I can sit here genuinely and say that of today, 12 people actually typed FDL, another 2 now, so that's 14 people. And people have actually gone and are taking my course. They've signed up for it. So that is direct action. We've now got interaction and direct action. And it's this point we say hello to. I'm just waiting for the thumbs up. We're good. We say hello to, because this is where we all get together. Say hello to Claire. Hello, Claire. Right. See, now you've been sending information to each other and asking questions to each other, but we're all live on camera now, yeah. Which is the magic of BLIFBot.tv.
Yeah, it is.
So Cheryl is giving the woohoo and saying that things are good. Yeah. Right. Okay. Now, Claire, do you have any questions about messenger bots? Why are you thinking? Because I put you on the spot. Go on.
I need to use them, and your shows keep popping up just as I'm either about to go on a call with a client or I'm about to do something else. So I've missed them this week, but I've been very aware of them, and I do need to go in. And I think RJ, and Stephen, you asked if I wanted to be beta tester for it, and I thought, yeah, great, because it sounds like a really great idea for making more of the shows. So it's probably a case, and I'm just signing up for your course, Stephen, so another one to take there, to find out how they work and how I incorporate them in, because I watched your session a few weeks back, RJ, that you did on bots with Stephen, and they sound great, but I was a little confused about how it started. So if I need to go and watch the shows, and I'll find out that in your previous ones you've done, I will go and watch those. But yeah, it's how to get started, where do you go, what are the first steps, and you just mentioned about being a sort of a beginner bot is the nice simple one, and then getting more and more complex, because I've been on the receiving end of your bots and it's great stuff because it's just really nice way of interacting.
Yeah, that's where I think a lot of people are at that spot, where how to start, because it's easy to, as we were discussing on the show this morning, it's easy to think about all the cool things you want to do, but you gotta put your foot in the river somewhere. And so that's really awesome. I'm glad that you're thinking about it. One, because you came on and I just have this idea for you, and productivity is such a huge issue, because a ton of people will tell you, oh, I can make you a lot of money, but you are giving people their time back, and that is worth more, because there's you get your freedom back, basically. And one of the things that you might consider is, with people who buy your book, and I assume you've got courses and stuff like that, keeping people accountable and encouraged and engaged during the process of getting your material down is huge, because some people buy a book and then I'm going to read that later. When you know what I mean? So people can have tools right in front of them so often, but then being able to help them grab the tools just by being in their messenger and saying, hey, noticed you stalled around, day 36 or, whatever, right? And saying, how can I help you get through this? How can I help you get through this little hump? Making people feel heard and special. I mean, I've noticed that's something that you do naturally on your show, and Messenger can be such a great extension of that. So I hope you do take a step into this river, because I think that you would be great at it, and it would help people really get some of the solutions that you're providing. So that's what I think.
Great, Jeff. Definitely, I'm all for sort of jumping in. I've been away for a couple of weeks. I've just come back, so I've got a couple of projects I'm working on, which are around courses and that sort of group community aspect. So if bots can be part of that, then that's another reason to jump in, as well as using them as part of the shows, which I know you do with the whole BLIFE stuff. So yeah, thanks. But I will definitely jump in, watch the previous ones, and get stuck in with creating my first bot.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks.
There is a possibility here that the two of you could actually do something together, because what messenger bots do is they would add something to the time-saving toolkit, which is the ability to keep in touch with people when you're not there. Yeah. And also setting them up so that they can respond to people. You can pick up the conversation at any point in time. I mean, if you're out on your phone, or you can respond anytime you want. But the bots mean that no message goes unanswered. Yeah. So in terms of Messenger, it's priceless. All right, that's just my 2 cents and my thought. I'm getting RJ to work with everybody today. She's already. Well, you said the other day, RJ, that you were very busy. Now you're very, very busy, which is absolutely brilliant.
And I'm all for technology making our lives easier. There's that balance between relying too much on technology or getting too sucked into technology, but where we can use bots. I mean, I use autoresponders to do a lot of similar things, but I guess bots are the next level, and the more of the sort of chat type conversation rather than the autoresponder type things that we've been used to. So
it's more of a personal level to everything, which when you are educating people and or coaching people, it's a lot easier to get a message through at that level than it is sometimes through email. Email's where we go to work. Messenger is where we go to talk to people we care about. So it's a different format, but yeah, I'm loving it so far. I can think of a billion ideas for people. This is what I do all day.
You know how it works, and you can see the benefits of it. So yeah, it's great.
Beautiful.
Good. Thank you.
Anytime.
Brilliant. I love networking. It works. I put a post up today earlier to Claire in the Believers group, and it had 2 words at the top, which will be familiar, which were "give us again."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is a maxim that Claire and I have known since 2005, because it was done by the gentleman who runs BNI. And that's basically, if you want to be successful, especially in social networking, which is what we're all involved in at the moment. I mean, the thought of actually putting an advert up now would none of us would do it. So social networking means that you've actually got to connect with people and get to know people. And the best way to do that is by helping them. So Give Us Again says that if you help somebody, then down the road, someone will help you. And that works as in a business sense, but it also works in a personal sense as well. Because if you do something to help someone now and someone sees it, then the person who sees it may repay that at a later date. And that's what makes networking go round.
Yeah.
It's kind of the sort of pay it forward side of things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ivan,
you want a favour, and that I always tend to sort of give without necessarily expecting to receive. I think there are some people that will give only with the expectation that you're going to give them something back.
Indeed. Now we have proof positive that the FDL bot works because Kathy has just taken my Udemy course. Brilliant. That is a result. And it does mean, I mean, there are rules in play. I mean, I'm giving that course away today. But there are rules in play. You can actually sell on the bot.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to go through that, RJ? Because it's very important. It's something people don't grasp.
Yeah, absolutely. So okay, so let me preface this by saying that I use bots primarily to create conversations and connections. It's not about a faster way to get people through a funnel. It's not about how to make $1 million by Tuesday. This is because Messenger is a two-way conversation, then there's participation on both sides. There's a little bit of give and take, and you can learn so much from people just by asking them questions and involving them in a process, just like you would in a normal conversation, just like the 3 of us are doing online right now. That's what I primarily use bots for. Secondarily, at times I'll have things going on like a little class. I have a bot shop coming up on the 16th that people are getting on the list for now. And that I will put right in Messenger. I can make a transaction take place. It's through Stripe. If you've heard of Stripe, pretty common stuff. Common software, but all you have to do is connect your Stripe account, and then you can say, okay, class is open, name the price, and then people hit the button in Messenger, and it's done. So it can be a great place, especially if you've done all the prep work on Messenger about, this is what the class is about, all of this stuff. Then catch people where they're already looking. Don't make them go somewhere else. It's okay to just stay inside the bot, and make that transaction take place. I don't talk about that a whole lot because I have a fear, and I know that this happens a lot, that people tend to think about marketing in terms of how many transactions take place. Let me tell you, some of the most interesting and valuable and wonderful relationships that I have with people don't involve money. They involve collaboration. They involve referrals. They involve, I couldn't possibly pay anyone enough money to do what Steven does for me, which is get on the air about 7 days a week and say really nice things about me and give everyone my full name. I have not prompted him to do this, nor do I pay him. But we have an incredible relationship because of Messenger. The relationships are what my bot building is after. I don't make it all about the transaction, but you can totally do transactions in Messenger if you want. So That's what I know about that.
And Clara is saying she's just got the class 2. Brilliant. And Catherine has a question. Which bot are you guys using? I believe there are several third-party bots, or is this Messenger? Are there different levels, like a free version than pro levels? Over to you, RJ.
Absolutely. So great question. It's easy to get confused. Here's what's happening. Facebook Messenger does have some real basic things that you can use as a bot. It's not very advanced at all at this stage. It may be later, but it isn't right now. Right now, there are what we call third-party products that are much better to use. The one that I use is called ManyChat. It's the most user-friendly, and believe me, I've gone through all of them. It's the most user-friendly one. And I feel that I like it when I can teach people what they're doing and they understand the context, not just the steps. So ManyChat helps me do that. ManyChat has a lot of features, and those people are constantly drinking caffeine, not sleeping, and adding more features. So I love the product. That's what I use. There's a free version for sure. Free version will get you most of what you want, but I recommend, especially if you're going to use like Stephen has used for this show, like the FDL bot. If you're going to use something where people can type something in comments and get connected to your bot, you're going to need the pro version for that. It's $10 a month. It's not, it's a great expenditure. I would label it great for as much use as you get out of it. So I hope that answered your question. So third-party products, ManyChat's the best as far as I'm concerned. And there is a free and a pro. Go for pro if you can.
Yeah, ManyChat has my vote for all the reasons that RJ has just said. Plus the fact that once you've been taught how to use it, then you're off and running. And the only limit then is your own imagination. The things that you can do are just so totally amazing. I mean, before the show we did this afternoon at 10 a.m. Eastern, I was able to send out a message to 250 people saying we're going live. And I could say where we're going live. I could actually send out a link to yesterday's show and Monday's show. And that was all through the one bot, which we're using again now for the second time today to actually do the FDL bot. So it's probably, if you don't spend any money on marketing, then spending £7 on a ManyChat bot is probably a month. It's probably the best bet there is. Yeah. Because you converted me, so we're totally up for this, and we're totally up for messenger bots and promoting their use. Because I want to come to one point, and this is not. I wish they weren't called messenger bots.
Okay.
I wish they were called conversation starters, right? Because that is what they do. That's what we're using them for. Yeah. We're actually using them to start a conversation, and the word bot scares the bejeebers the hell out of some people.
It does.
But somebody's christened it now, and unless we start a conversation starters movement, it's going to be messenger bot forever.
Well, let's talk about that in a minute. Tech people cannot name things. They're not allowed anymore. Okay, first they named the cloud. And then I had about, I don't know how many people say, you want me to store something in thin air. No, darling. It's a terrible name for it. It's just a terrible name for it. Then we've got bot, right? Bot can be so many things. My own sister, whom I love very much, when I announced to her that I had switched my business to Messenger bot, she said, so like Twitter in Russia? No, darling. No, nothing to do with those people. I don't have Putin on the phone. That's not happening. A bot. The word bot, it's lost its meaning. It could mean so many things, you know. So I totally agree with you. However, yeah, we're in that. We're in a place where we kind of have to use the language everybody else uses. But I did buy a URL a little bit ago, conversationmarketing.net, I think it was. Just because that's what it is. It's it's having a conversation. It's making a connection. I need connections. You know, the days when you could kind of lone wolf it and struggle through on your own and just you know, just try hard enough and you can break into the internet market. I think that those days are not really real anymore. I think that we are better together. We're better as a community. We're better off all broadcasting on the hub. You know what I mean? We're better off helping each other, because that is so much, it's exponentially stronger than me trying to be heard going it alone. And so I don't know why I got off on that tangent. But we do tangents on this show. I don't know if you knew, Claire. But
we don't. We've got a script. Well, we have a script. We just don't stick to it. That's the thing. I mean, we're enjoying your company, Claire. So if you can stick around for a few minutes, because we're not going for too much longer, but we understand if you.
I was gasping for a cup of tea after my.
All right, go and get it. Go and get a cup of tea and come back.
You're going to be around for a few minutes. I can cope for a few minutes more. It's good to hear what's going on, because I've already just gone and looked at ManyChat. I've just signed up for your course, Stephen. So, yeah,
brilliant.
Carry on.
Okay, we'll see you in a moment then. Thanks, Claire. And we can go now to the questions as Claire pops off for a cup of tea. And who said that about the British Royals drinking tea? It might be true. Right. Okay. Question from Catherine. You've mentioned Stripe as a payment system. What about PayPal?
Stripe is the one that works with ManyChat.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you can still work up a PayPal link and send it to somebody in through your Messenger bot or just through Messenger. Not a problem. But the one that works with the ManyChat software is Stripe.
Very good. Okay. And the next question. A statement from Catherine. ManyChat is to Messenger as BLive is to Facebook. Yeah, that's a
yes, Grasshopper. Very good.
Okay. And RJ, do you have an intro type class?
Oh, I totally do. Coming up. So I have got a class that will take people from the very beginning, signing up for ManyChat, through creating a reminder bot for, it can be a live stream show, it could be a video web series, a podcast, a blog, it could be anything. It's just a little reminder bot. I'll teach you how to create that. And then I will also teach you how to create engagement through using regular broadcasts to the people inside your bot. So it's an all-encompassing, it's kind of like the starting package for bots. It will get your foot in the water. It'll just get you started and get you exploring inside bot. It's a 3-hour, I'm calling it a bot shop because I tried to call it a workshop and they're like, no, it's a bot shop, RJ. So I take the advice. It's the bot shop. It's 3 hours. It's $97. It's going to be held August 16th. I'm releasing it actually later today in my bot, and encouraging people to get out. You can get on the wait list at startyourbot.com, or you could, if you've typed FDL, and I think you've typed FDL already into the comments, Catherine. If you go to my profile, I have a link there directly to getting on the wait list for that class. It's gonna be training wheels. I'm gonna have it in Zoom. If you can't make it on the day, I'm gonna be able to send you a replay. And I'm gonna be, if that is successful, then I'm going to do reminder bots 1 month, and then the next month I'll do welcome bots, and then I'll just switch back and forth and maybe a guest bot in there as well. Just because, you want interaction. I love you. You need it. You need it. You need it. Don't go anywhere without it. Listen, this drives me crazy. So there are people out there who will teach you about like market research, and they'll be like, okay, go here, do this and these analytics and all of these things. And they're sharing their own experience, which is great. They're not they're not taking you for a ride at all. But listen, the very greatest market research I've ever done is inside a messenger bot, because all you have to do is ask people what they're thinking and they'll answer you. You can ask people, hey, what prompted you to come here? And they'll answer you. You don't have to, you don't have to dress it up to get people to answer questions. Once you've started the conversation, once you've got a line open to them, then people will answer you. And I can't tell you how many times the people that are on the receiving end of my products and services have shaped exactly what I'm going forward with. So yeah, interaction. I can't say enough about it. I will talk all day unless Steven cuts me off about it. So do get that, because it's invaluable, I mean, because it's after you do market research, after you ask people questions and start those conversations in a bot, you'll never go back to whatever was going on before. I won't. Hey Aaron, but RJ Bot Queen, that was Tish Rosales that called me the Bot Queen. So I'm getting a tiara made, maybe, I don't know. Anyway. Bot shop, it's gonna be a good time.
Bot shop, brilliant. And Catherine is saying you haven't got the FDL yet. No.
Well, you've just typed it in the comments, my friend. So you are, you'll be getting a messenger message soon.
Yeah, just that. We'll sort that out if it's not working properly. The first step is you get a message, then you type yay, and it should go from there. Or occasionally, a la Jason, he's not with us today, so we can talk about him. Jason doesn't get the chance to type yay because it's a long story. We're going to try and sort him out. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. And Catherine's been reading through them all.
It's so cool. So cool to be able to give exposure to the other hosts when they're not sitting here. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. And we might just, I'm going into the photographs at the moment, and I'm picking up a particular photograph, and I'm going to bring it up on screen. Tomorrow, RJ is back, 10 a.m. Eastern, and this time with David Burrows in Canada and Brigitte Limbanda, who is in South Africa, in Cape Town. And we're all good friends. And tomorrow, RJ and David and Brigitte will be talking about show promotion at 10 a.m. Eastern on the same back channel as we were today. And you're more than welcome to join us. And there'll be more interesting, helpful hints, tips, and tricks during tomorrow's show. So there you are. That's it. Because we're doing this for 5 days, and with 2 days to go. Yeah. And it's just been a blast to actually do it. And the results we've been getting since the FDL bot came into play have just been, beyond what you would expect. Awesome would be a good word. Awesome. The FDL bot is working overtime, and I think you should patent it. I think it should be available to every single show host.
Exactly. And there are times that I've been, people have asked me, hey, I love what this bot is doing over here. Can you make it, happen over here? And absolutely. I mean, I make templates all the time for folks. It still takes a bit of learning kind of what you're doing and being able to take your personality and put it in the bot. But it is, I mean, that one, FDL bot, I have ideas, Stephen, on, would you like to hear what, you would? Okay. So when this is over, I think that going back and maybe in delivering, some nuggets from each of the days, just sort of hey, just in case you missed any of the days, here are the replays, but if you'd like to catch up real quick, here are the 5 main bullet points from each show. And then ask people what they thought of the shows. What's the biggest thing they learned from the stuff? What would they like to see next time? All of that information we can get through interaction with folks, and that will shape the next time you hold a brilliant thing like this.
You're talking repurposing language.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I am, because you can, I mean, it lives on way after the show is done, as we were talking about before in of course the repurposing show. Not only does the show live on, but these shows that Stephen's been putting on this week, the real value is not the ideas that were given out. The ideas that were given out are great. Don't get me wrong. I love talking ideas as much as the next person, but it's when you do something, it's when you take action with the ideas. That's the greatest thing that we could learn from FDLBot, is what are people doing with the ideas? How are people acting on them? What kind of results are they getting?
Yeah.
This is what we must learn at the end of the conference, Stephen.
Indeed. And so we shall. And coming back to Kathy's question, what does FDL mean?
5 days live.
5 days live.
You could also type 5 days live into the comment section and get the bot, but FDL is easier.
Right, now I'm going to give a trade secret away here. Kathy saying that's perfect. Kathy, I'm behind the scenes here. If you're in Messenger, and I know you've looked at RJ's profile, above RJ's profile is a slider where you can see Erin, David, and Brigitte. To the right of Brigitte's photograph is an arrow. If you click that arrow, you will then see me. Because unfortunately, the thing is, it's a carousel, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in order to find somebody on the carousel, you've got to flick through to the next one, and then backwards and forwards. So it's got 8 pictures on it, and you can go through all 8. But I'm fourth, so you've got 3 on the screen, then another 3. That's where I am. So if you just click the rightward arrow next to Brigitte's picture, you'll be able to get through to the offer. It's not expiring anytime soon. It probably runs till the end of the week, so don't panic. Right, Kathy. Right, okay, and this is very true, isn't it, RJ? We're building relationships with like-minded people.
You know what? Wouldn't it be amazing? Like, so many small business owners that I work with are like, I got to find clients. Hey, we've all got to pay the bills. I get you. But once in a while, you find a like-minded client, or you find a like-minded person to collaborate with or refer out. And then the rest is history, isn't it? The bots allow people like you and I to infuse their personality into something, to really, you don't have to write bots like people teach you to write emails in a certain way. You need to say these many keywords, and you need to rate this, and blah, 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 right? You have to almost become another person to write that email in a correct way or whatever. Bots are completely different. It encourages you to bring forth your personality in that thing, to engage that other person. And if that person doesn't respond, or if that person is kind of put off by your personality, or the fact that you might have a little purple in your hair, or, whatever, then it's kind of a self-selection mechanism. So I can tell you that as a small business owner, before I did bots, was working with people, teaching them technology types of stuff. It was a great time, but I would get in people, there were a few of them that were kind of really like-minded, awesome people like Stephen. But then a lot of people were kind of like, well, maybe not really my client, you know what I mean? But I'll, of course, do the deal and all of that. Here's what I found out after I did bots. I've been doing bots for a year now. Here's what I found out. Everybody that I get is a like-minded person now. Because they already know if they know, like, and trust me. It's not, you know, it's not a thing. It's not a decision point anymore. I get so many more people now who are like, not only are you my client, but you're my friend, and I now call you on the phone. Poor you, get ready for a lot of phone calls. But, you know, I'm developing relationships and bonds with people that are way more than just, okay, you're going to pay me money and I'm going to do this thing for you. It's going places. It's going places. So that like-minded people element is not, for me, found in any other sort of marketing. It's just not there. It's not meant to be there. It's not meant to be a two-way conversation. It's not meant to be an exchange. But for bots, it's meant to be that exchange. Yeah, bots are a way for you to know their story and share your story. Yes, exactly. We were talking about this just yesterday. We were talking about storytelling with bots. When I'm telling people my story, then I also give somebody an opportunity to give me a bit of theirs. And so I can get to know you. And that's the most important thing. Connections and solid relationships built through bots.
Totally true. And we come on now to Kathy saying, I did see you to register for the class. Yeah, okay. And right, okay. And this is a good question. If I were to sell a bot to a client, are there any metrics that I can offer?
Well, there are metrics out there that compare bots to email that will say 90% open rate, 40% click-through rate. That's all fine stuff. It really, and comparing bots to email is okay, because some of the structures are similar, but it's kind of like apples and meatloaf. They're both food, but they're very different. You know, they're both marketing methods, but they're very different. So you know, for me, I use some different statistics. I will perk people's ears with the 90% open rate, 40% click-through rate, but I will also continue to talk about you know, the percentage of relationships, whether it be transaction, referral, or collaboration, that I've developed inside the bot that have come to affect the way that I do business. I'll also talk about that ratio, because I think that that's the most important one. But yeah, there's some different metrics that you can give. You can kind of look around on the internet and see what you know, the internet gives you. Stephen, have you seen any other?
Well, there are stats within ManyChat as well. And as far as the FDL bot is concerned, if you want to demonstrate to a customer how effective a bot is, then you could run your own bots. And like we've got the FDL bot today. And I know as a fact that 34, well, we know 34, because we manage the same account, which is good, which is brilliant. Get a team of, you know, if I make a mistake, RJ sorts it out, and she doesn't always tell me, she just sorts it. Yeah, back to what I was saying anyway. We know that the FDL has been typed in 34 times during the 3 shows. We know that after that, we know which profiles people have been looking at, and we know who's clicked the link to claim the free Udemy course today. So you can give concrete evidence in terms of actions taken by people, and you can't get better than that, because you actually know. I could tell you the 4 people who took the Udemy course today. Yeah. And you can't get better than that. So in terms of actually selling a bot to somebody, then you can give them the tools to get that information, which is available to everybody who's got a ManyChat Pro account. And you can then act on it, because you can then tag people and build lists within lists. And yeah, so everybody, just for argument's sake, everybody who's clicked one of the FDL or entered FDL, and then one of the 3 shows it's been appeared in, will get tagged with FDL, so that we know who you are. So when we send a message out, it can be around the areas that you're interested in. So rather than doing a broadcast which goes out to everybody, we can just do a broadcast targeting, isn't it, RJ?
It's about sending less messages that are more valuable. I talked about this, apples and meatloaf. I thought you'd like that. I talked about this in my podcast this morning. We walk around with information blinders on almost. Because we're trying to sort out through all the noise that we hear, because most of the marketing messages we hear in a day don't mean anything to us, aren't targeted to us necessarily. They don't have anything to do with what we're interested in. And frankly, we're all tired of being beat over the head by, thanks for sending me a message an email message every 2 days, but I'm not interested in your product. So we walk around almost unconsciously with these little information blinders on. So what I suggest is less messages that are more valuable. Make sure that the person has expressed an interest in this topic, whether by pressing a button in your bot, or how they answered a question, or getting a tag placed on them through some sort of interaction. Make sure that this is something that would be valuable to them, and make sure that it's something that is actionable too. Give them a short and sweet, hey, did you know this? Or a short and sweet, hey, try this today, and see what kind of interaction you get. That kind of stuff, where people are able to act on something and bring about some change in whatever their circumstances are. Okay, now you've hit the big time, because you're going to stay in their head. And it doesn't matter how many of these, information pieces that they hear that are not valuable to them, you're going to stay in their head because you've offered something valuable to them and that they could use. So all of you folks out there who have created content, whether it's a live stream or classes or whatever it is, and you feel like all of that content is just sitting there, nobody's accessing it, you might want to think about giving BLIFBot to try to start getting people to access that content, getting people to see the value of what you offer, and then you'll never have to advertise in the traditional way again.
Wise words, and it simply works. It works simply, and RJ can give you a starter kit to actually get you underway. And we're not talking, this is not a theoretical course that RJ has been talking about. It's hands-on, and it's go away with something you can use straight away. You can use it on your own ManyChat messenger bot, and it will work from day one. And then you can take your time to understand the principles, and you can start building your own. Now, I wish I put something in my diary today, and that was an interview I'm doing at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Oh,
but oh yes. So
is it online, Stephen?
I'm being totally honest and open here, because that's our policy. I was going to say something, but I won't. I made a mistake, and I need to go and sort something out very quickly.
Okay.
So RJ, would you like to close the show? And
I would listen, folks out there. We love you. The Be Live in 5, the BLIFBot loves you. The 5 days live. This is all stuff that you can access and learn from, and we hope you get the very most out of it. If you've got questions about FDLBot, or if you've got questions about going live, or questions about 5 days live, just, put it in the bot. Put it in the bot, or ask Stephen, or ask me, and we'll get back to you. And we'll make sure you get some answers, because the reason that we're putting this on is because we care. The reason that we built what we did was because we care. And just want to thank everybody for joining us today for the after party to our earlier show.
Brilliant. So we'll see you again. RJ will see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, and RJ and I will see you again next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. See how it all fits together. Just remember, 12 p.m. Eastern, RJ and Stephen are on somewhere. If I were on most days. I echo everything that RJ has said, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye for now. And